Hello everyone, it is Messy May over in the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group, and today is Hop Day where we're going to get out all of our mixed media goodies and play. I am going to be creating a background for my layout. I'm going to be using aqua pigments from Brutus Monroe, and I'm going to be doing some pretty painting. You will be able to see all the links to everything I use in my layout today over on in the description box. And yeah, we're going to have some fun. I love how my background turned out. I think it turned out so good. I have multiple colors of aqua pigments. I have lots of paintbrushes, and I am literally going to paint a background for my project today. So I took 3 colors of blue and turquoise, and my idea is that I want to create on the right side of this page a background that sort of looks like water. I'm going to be scrapbooking some movie photos today, and they are photos of when me and one of my dear friends went to see The Little Mermaid, the Disney live action version. Also, I loved that movie. I'm taking these 3 colors of aqua pigment. I'm adding water so that they have a nice kind of watercolor consistency, and then I am super easy. This is so easy. I'm literally just painting. So I'm not doing this with any kind of, I am not like a good painter. I just want the colors to mix and blend and kind of create this almost like an ombre type of a look on the right side of my page. I'm also doing splatters so that it has that kind of splashy under the sea look to it. That was kind of my plan. I really just had fun. I'm using a thicker piece of white cardstock. I always say when you're going to add water to definitely get yourself, I prefer to watercolor on hot press watercolor paper. There is, to my knowledge, only one company that sells that, and I usually just get it on Amazon. It is called Fluid Hot Press Watercolor Paper. It's nice and smooth. It doesn't have any kind of texture on it, and it takes water beautifully, and watercolors and mixed media and all those fun things. Another really great option is Vicki Boutin's Foundations paper as well. So I am just going to continue on painting. I'm going to add different amounts of water, and I'm going to add different amounts of these aqua pigments, and I'm going to splatter and paint until I kind of have this watery look that I want on my background. Once I was happy with the background, we're going to add another layer to it. So I want some glitter. I have the last little bit of this jar of glitter glaze. So this glitter glaze was almost empty. If you are starting with a new jar, or you definitely want to get the glitter glaze up, put it on your mat, and then start spreading. But because this jar is almost empty, I knew I could just use the last little bit from this jar, and I could take it right from the jar and do it straight to the paper, and it was be totally fine. It will, the reason I say that is because it will pick up some of the aqua pigment, so you need to kind of make sure that if you have a brand new jar, you're not mixing in the blues and greens into your glitter glaze. But for this application, and because this was the last of this jar, I was totally cool doing it this way. I am just spreading a nice layer of glitter glaze. This is the Fallen Snow glitter glaze, so it's the clear one. I'm putting it right over that watercolor, painty, watery, pretty background. Glitter glaze is one of the slowest drying mediums ever, so this took a long time to dry, like overnight. I left it overnight so it would dry completely. I'm going to be using my Through the Seasons stash kit for my layout today. This is a kit that I created that has a spring vibe and a spring feel. When I was going through it, it also has the perfect colors to match my photos and my background. So even though these pictures were maybe not taken in the spring, that's all right. We can use them. Part of the reason why when I create these seasonal stash kits, I do keep them pretty versatile, and I go with a color or a feel more so than an obvious seasonal theme is. So I can pretty much scrapbook anything that I want on my page. I'm going to go ahead and mat my 3 photos. And if you're wondering why I didn't do the entire background, here's why. I want to add a strip of multiple pattern papers and then do an offset T design for my layout today. So I'm going to use that kind of swirly paper from Sparkle City. I'm going to use more of this pretty plaid paper from Lawn Fawn. And then I have a sticker from the 6x12 sticker sheet that I am going to go ahead and use to create kind of like a border or an ending spot where my mixed media stops. I'm going to go ahead and grab these foam strips from Brutus Monroe. These are like foam adhesive that was made for scrapbookers. Like, I know technically it wasn't made for scrapbookers, but it's like perfect because it's nice and wide and the strips are big and you don't have to use the tiny little strips, which when you're trying to pop up 3 photos, that can get like a lot of foam tape all of a sudden, right? But these are perfect. I love them. Absolutely. This foam tape is the best. And the rolls are so huge. Like, I know it's an investment to grab one of these rolls of foam strips, but it will last you for a really, really, really long time. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all of my embellishments now and choose a couple that I think I would like to use on my page. I also chose a die cut piece there, you can see, and I have my last little floral sticker from this collection that I want to use. So I'm just going to kind of go through all these embellishments and choose the ones that I think will work the best with my photos. I also have these super cute epoxy flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. They were perfect for my layout, and they add a little bit of a theme. So the epoxy flares have like popcorn and movie tickets and all those kinds of things. So they are going to work really, really well to bring in some of the themed items to my page. I have already die cut my title and made my own thickers. I used the stitched alphabet dies from Lawn Fawn that I'm currently obsessed with. And then I cut 2 extra letters from Brutus Monroe Not Your Mama's cardstock and stacked all of those pieces up. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add my clusters, get my clusters into place. Anything that is sticking to the mixed media background, I'm using wet glue on, so it gets a really good adhesion, except for the epoxy flares. The epoxy flares, I just had to put them on with score tape so that they are stuck really well, because you can't use a wet adhesive on the epoxy flares. In addition to my project today, if you need more messy May mixed media fun, this video is the kickoff to a whole hop of projects featuring all of our messy mixed media things. You can check out my description box for a link to all of the hop participants, as well as links to all the products that I used in my layout today. And that's where we're going to call this layout done. I think this turned out so good. I love that background, that mixed media background. It turned out really, really good, even for someone who doesn't paint and is no good at drawing. I literally just threw some ink on there, some watercolors and some glitter glaze, and it turned out fabulous. I hope that you all have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Bye.